Hello, my creative and crafty friends. This is Gloria Plunkett with Designs by Gloria, here to share with you a adorable, fun project. I'm going to make one today that is less feminine, but more catered to a guy, since Father's Day, can you believe it's Sunday? My granddaughter told me yesterday, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's already here. Anyway, here are some Boozy Boxes with chocolates that I've created so far to date. So I want to share with you so you can create your own. So what these are is a little box. This one says happy birthday. And inside you can add a little boozy drink and some fun chocolates. This one has Ferrero Rochers. This one I use the Pansy sweet. This one has some Baileys and Lindor truffles. So it's a pretty big size chocolate that you can fit in there. Here is some tequila cream and Lindor truffles. And last but not least, we have a rum chata and more Ferrero Rochers. So let me show you how to create your own. I think you're going to enjoy this. This is a fun little gift that you can leave on a co-worker's desk or on a friend, or just, give it to someone that's having a birthday, or a teacher who probably would love something like this towards the end of the year. Here in the state of Georgia, where I'm from, our kids already are out of school, but they may not be in your part of the country. So anyway, let me get started. I'm going to pull in my pieces. By the way, I'm going to have a free downloadable PDF tutorial with all the measurements and with snapshots of pulling your project together, so you can download it, save it in a file for future reference. I'll also have this video obviously posted for you, but there's details on my blog as far as products I use and where I bought them, etc., where you can get them. So we're going to start off with the box itself. The box lid piece needs to measure 4.5 by 5 7/8, and we're going to score 3/4 all the way around, which I've already done to save time. The bottom of the box measures 5 7/16 by 6 7/8, and I've scored at 1 1/4 all the way around. The insert, which is the divider that divides between the chocolates and the liquor, is at 4 3/8 by 5 1/8, and we're going to score on the 5 1/8 side at 1 3/8, 2.5, and 3 5/8. The chocolate insert, which divides where the chocolates will go, is 1.5 by 10.5 inches. And this one we're going to score on the 10.5 inch side at 3/4, 2.5, 3 3/8, 4.5, 6, 7 1/8, 8 1/4, and 9 5/8. For the top of the box, you can see on some of these I simply added a piece of designer series paper or a piece of cardstock and nothing on the side of the box. And then on a couple I did add the same thing on top, but on the sides I added also some cardstock and designer series paper. So I'll have the measurements for those as well. And this piece of designer series paper measures 2 3/4 by 4 1/8, and the cardstock is 2 7/8 by 4 1/4. You're going to use 2 pieces of 1/2 inch by 2 3/4 pieces of designer series paper, and the cardstock will measure 5/8 by 2 7/8. You'll need 2 of those for each side of the box. And then this one, the designer series paper, measures 1/2 inch by 4 1/8. The cardstock measures 5/8 by 4 1/4. So you'll need 2 of those as well. And then I went ahead and stamped the sentiment from the Handsomely Suited stamp set, which by the way is going to retire June 30th, so don't forget to hurry up and order that if you haven't already, along with the coordinating dies. So I said, have a happy Father's Day. I left off the handsome. I guess I could have left it on there, but my son's kind of shy. So, and then I use this month's paper pumpkin and stamp the word son. So it's going to say have a happy Father's Day, son. Okay. So we can set those aside, and now we can begin assembling. I was going to use this little bow tie to put on here, but I changed my mind and went ahead and used some of the Playful Pets trim combo ribbon instead and wrapped it around the top layer. Okay, so let's start with the bottom of the box, and we're going to cut horizontally up to the score line there, and then we're going to make cut out a little piece here on each of the little tabs. This allows the box to fold a lot nicer without any bulk. It's just easier for me when I do it that way. So you can use your paper trimmer. I like to use my snips. And we're going to cut to that first score line and take a little piece out. Now we're going to use our bone folder. I'm going to burnish all those score lines. By the way, I'm using thick basic white cardstock for my project. I think it holds up better and just gives it a nicer solidness to the box. Then we're going to tuck these 4 tabs in, and that's going to create our box. So let me do that. I live in the state of Georgia, so we have tons of humidity. So I like to use Tombow glue. Plus I like that it gives me a little wiggle room to get these just the way I want them. I'm going to hold there for a second. I've transferred my Tombow glue into this bottle. I love the tip. It's so cool. It gives me the ability to precisely add where I want. I haven't seen these anymore where I purchased them, but I've seen some pointy tip empty bottles that you can add glue into on Amazon. If any of you are interested, I can link it below for you. Just let me know. Okay, so now we're just going to glue. Very simple. I'm telling you, this project comes together so quickly and so easily. It looks so fun though. Looks like somebody spent a lot of time putting it together. So don't tell your friends that it was lickety split. Okay. Once we have all 4 sides together, set this piece aside and work on the lid. Again, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to cut up to the first score line and take a little notch off of each tab. Make sure you take it off the tab and not the center panel there. Flip it around to the opposite side. I'm going to cut that out. Again, burnish on all our score lines. Again, I use thick basic white for the entire box because I wanted it nice and sturdy. And we'll just adhere all 4 corners. Same thing as we did to the bottom of the box. But let me show you a little trick. I, for whatever reason, I'm not a perfect crafter. I think some of you out there probably are. I am not. I am, it's okay because it's handmade, kind of crafter. Obviously, I don't like a big old boo-boos or anything showing on there, but you get the drift. I try and do it as best and as perfect as I can, but it always doesn't turn out that way. So what we're going to do is I'm going to place this on top of the box bottom. That way I can ensure that it's going to fit perfectly in on top of my box without it bunching up or acting a fool. So we're just going to give that a little rub. We're going to add the same thing to the bottom. You can use your favorite strong adhesive. I prefer Tombow, like I said, because I live in the South and it is very humid here. So now, as you can see, my box lid fits perfectly without any problem, and it stays on there very nicely. Okay, so now let's work on the insert. It fits quite snug, so it's not going to go shifting around on you. Okay, put that away. Now let's work on the chocolate insert, which is 1.5 by 10.5. And again, we're going to score on all the score lines with our bone folder. I love our bone folder. Allows you to make nice, crisp edges here. Let's get through all of these. Again, I'll have the free PDF for you to download to make your inserts. And then when you look at the insert here, we're going to take, if you'll notice, these two here are the same size in the scoring, and these two here are the same size in the scoring. So we're going to glue these two pieces that are the same size together. So we're going to add some adhesive here, like this. And that creates the first little area for our chocolates. Then we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to glue these two pieces together. So we'll add some adhesive here. Make sure they're nice there. So when you set it up, this is what you'll have. Then what you'll do is insert this into your box to hold your chocolates. Okay, so I like to add adhesive, liquid adhesive, all the way in the back. You can use your favorite strong adhesive. I like to use the liquid glue because, like I said, I live in the South and it's humid. Take my little bone folder. I'm going to adhere a panel down so it doesn't pop up when I add my chocolates. There we go. Now we can add our booze. I think I'm going to use Ferrero Rochers again. And this fits 3 of those perfectly, or you can do 3 of the Lindors. Let's do 1 Lindor and 2 Rochers. Okay. And we'll just add the lid back on. And now it's time to decorate. All right, let me bring in my cut and adhered pieces. By the way, this designer series paper comes from the well-suited designer series paper that's going to retire June 30th. I usually get 3 or 4 packs of masculine designer series paper and keep them in my stash so when I need masculine cards. But yeah, this is pretty nice paper. I love both sides. I mean, I don't know which to pick when I'm on there. These little inserts I get from Amazon. They hold my paper, and that way I can see all the scraps I have, how much full paper I have. I can see in the back what the name of the designer series paper is and the colors, so it's transparent so you can see it. And I get this, it's called Storage Studios. And I believe I paid like $7.60 or something. You get a total of 3. And they're very nice and sturdy plastic containers. They're not flimsy or cheap. They're pretty well built. You also can put a little tab for the name of your designer series paper or cardstock. I just like to leave it in like this because, like I said, ours Stampin' Up! Designer series paper has the name in the back along with all the different cardstocks that coordinate. So that's the well suited. Again, I've already adhered my pieces together so that I didn't take up too much time here. Now, we're going to just adhere the panels to the card top, the sides, and then we'll add your sentiment. You can use anything. Let me do it like this so it'll be easier for you to see. Add them to the side there. I love my liquid glue, gives me a little bit of time to move my DSP and cardstock around and get it right where I want it. Again, you don't have to do this portion, you can just do the top. This is going to my son, so I wanted to look a little extra special for him. So I went ahead and took the time to cut all the pieces, which doesn't really take any time at all, as long as you've got your trimmer out and you're already cutting cardstock. Why not just do it all at the same time? You'll have all the measurements if you download my PDF, where you don't have to guess what those are. One more here, and we'll add that there. Give it a little squeeze. Then I'm just going to pop these up on dimensionals. Let me see my black, so I'm going to use the dark. I don't like to skimp on dimensionals. I think I'd be horrified if my project collapsed or concaved before I could give it, or after I give it to the recipient. In this particular case, it's going to be my son. So we just add this here, just like that. And then we'll add this. Just like that. We'll add this over the top of my box bottom. And there you go. You've got another quick and easy fun. Father's Day, Mother's Day, teacher, friend, birthday. Celebrate you using the pansy. This one I used using the new Sweet as a Peach Sweet. I love this sweet. Just love it. And this, that's how it all pulls together. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to drop me an email at designsbygloria@gmail.com. Leave me a comment on the video, or go over to my blog and leave me a comment. Lots of ways to get hold of me. I thank you so much for stopping by, and I pray that you have a blessed day. Take care, y'all. Bye-bye.